Page number 10, we're going to start chanting. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Yamangalam dwadasahi jaindayesu sadevaka Sutta nadiga chandi athate sancha mangalam desidam dewa devena sabba vinasanam sabba loka hidataya mangalam dambanamahe evam me sudam ekam samayam bhagava savatiyam viharati cedavane anatta pendikasarame athakho inyadara devata abhegandaya ratiya abhegandavana kevala kapam cedavana obasadawa yena bhagava tenubasangame ubasangamedawa bhagavandam abhivadadawa eka mandam athasi eka mandam thidakho sadevata bhagavandam ghathaya ajabasi bahudeva manusacha mangalani achindayo agankha mana sutthana Brohi mangala maudamam asevana cha balanam panditanam cha sevana puja cha puja niyanam edam mangala maudamam padirupa desa vasocha paubhe cha kata paunyata Ada sama panidija edam mangala maudamam bahu sajanja saibanja vineyoja susekhido subhasida jaya vaja edam mangala maudamam mada bidu bhathanam Buddha darasa sanggaho anakula jagamanda edam mangala maudamam dananja dhammacariyaja nyadagananja sanggaho anavajani gamani edam mangala maudamam Aradi wiradi baba maja banaja sayamo abamado jadamesu edam mangala maudamam karavoja niwadoja sandotija gadanyuda kalena dhammasavanam edam mangala maudamam khandija sawa jasara samanananja dasanam kalena dhammasagacha Edam Mangala Modamam Daboja Brahmachariyanja Ariya Sajana Dasanam Nibbana Sachi Kiriyaja Edam Mangala Modamam Bhuddhasa Loka Dhammehi Chaitanya Gambati Asokan Virajan Kevam Edam Mangala Modamam Edadi Sani Kadawana Sabata Mabrachita Sabata Sotenga Chandi Dande Sam Mangala Modamam Mangala Sotan Neti Down Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. By the last time, all of you know that we are just gonna discuss about Patidubadi Sawa Sa and Popecha Kata Bonyata Adasama Banidija. Today we are going to Adasama Banidija, but no yet done Popecha Kata Bonyata. So, all of you know that there are 3 lines in a stanza, in this stanza. Padirubadi sawa soja edam mangala motamam. So to live in a suitable place, life's highest blessing. Paveja gada bonyada edam mangala motamam. To have done meritorious deeds in the past is life's highest blessing. The interconnectedness of things. It is simply about describing the interrelated condition, time process. And the last time we talking about Bobbeja Gada Bonyada as an example, Prajan, Saribanyo, Saribanyo, who is a rich man, the son of a rich man, Malaysian and Thai. His mother is Thai royal family. One of royal family. His father is great merchant, millionaires. But he proposed to be monastic life. That is wholesome state because of his paramis in the past, and not only in the past but also present activity in this very life. It's very important, so we have to learn about what's the meaning of Mangala, the giving and the Buddha. So what is blossoms as a universal message. So in the Chula Kama Vibhanga Sutta, the Buddha said, page number 12, you already. In the Chula Kama Vibhanga Sutta, the Buddha said, due to wholesome actions, meritorious deeds, one has done in the past, one has a long life, it's healthy, beautiful, illustrious, rich, high-class family, and wise. On the contrary, if one does bad deeds in the past, one will have a short life. You can see that it is cause and effort, near or far. It's sickly, etc. Moreover, we are not blind, deaf, lame, and so forth because of wholesome deeds done in the past. Our responsibility is to power up our own potentials, to gain our own liberation, and to achieve the Buddhahood. Pajika Buddhahood, etc. One has to perform parami, perfections, for a very long time. It is said that the Buddha have to fulfill the paramis for either 4, 8, or 16 incalculables in 100,000 aeons to attain the Buddhahood. Nothing effort, nothing happens. It is everything is any kind of successfulness is based on human power. By means of making an online, making an island to ourselves without looking to any external authority. It is called a blessing because it is a cause for good achievements in this very life. Regarding these points, in the commentary, a very short paragraph, a very short paragraph, but you can understand that especially it is simply about explaining or displaying what is cause and effort, far or near. In our present day lives, we can realize it by ourselves. In the Dipitakas, many examples are Alara Arahants. And in Buddha Vansa, the life of Buddhas who have already become as Buddha. The main point is as a cause. Regarding this point, Pobeja Kata Ponyata. Suki Hodu, any question? Do you have any question about this? Pobeja Kata Ponyata? It is a kind of time process. In the actual practice, we have to use nearest what's happening at the present moment, and also we can go back to the past, previous activity. That is the actual practice by means of using the luminosity, the luminous presence of mind that springs from inside serenity meditation or jhana samadhi. So that is in our present, the technically, systematically, according to the actual practice or protocol way, already, but on the way to your practice, it's waiting for you. You can keep going, going on to gain that point. So any question, somebody? It is the previous, the good qualities about the mind helps to conducive to gain the present life as a result or as an outcome consequence. Yeah, you got it. That's why I usually say that the interrelated Nawako condition. If you really understand about the first stanza, the last ones, you got it. All of Mangala, which number 38, all of blossoms, which number 38, that are the cause of happiness. It's called kusala, wholesome qualities. The nature of wholesome qualities, whenever you do beneficial, whenever you do good, you have already the nature of wholesome qualities, wholesome state, which is called kusala. That nature is blameless, worthy, and commendable. Without detriment to yourself as well as others associated with you. How nice. We can say not only enough patirubadi sas to live in a suitable place by ourselves, how to make us patirubadi sa. By means of using the good qualities about the mind, which is called kusala, based on yoniso manasikara, wise attention. We need to make ourselves, whatever we see, what we see should be beneficial object, especially paramata, ultimate object, ultimate qualities. You see me, just visible color, that is ultimate object, wise attention. Or you are not visible color. You are from USA or you are Burmese, originally Burmese, something like that. That's not correct. That is according from the standpoint of conventional realities. Samadhi Sajja, it cannot be enough to have to have liberation, to make us beneficial, to make us freedom. That's why in Bidama, that's related simultaneously taking place. Samadhi such a conventional reality and ultimate reality. Just different how to look at the object. How we look at the object. That's it. Just different. But always simultaneously happening or taking place. Our responsibility is to make a good try, realizing, understanding by ourselves about what is ultimate reality. That's it. Concepts already you know, any kinds of language in our world, nowadays over 20,000 languages. Any kinds of languages, just samadhi satya. That makes us so complicated. Like Buddhism or Jewism, Hinduism. That is samadhi satya. It's not enough to know it. It's not seriously. So, our responsibility is to realize by ourselves about what is ultimate reality as a universal message. Ultimate reality, Paramata Satya. That's very important. That's why in the Buddha Sasana, the Buddha's teachings and the Buddha's dispensation, or anyone from the four directions come to all the same. But the same. In the Buddha Sasana. Because as a universal message or ultimate realities, we have to learn about Buddhism. And, the Buddha always urged to realize Paramata Satya, universal message, ultimate realities. Citta, Cittasika, Rupa, Nibbana. You already know that, right? The four kinds of Paramata Satya. That is our responsibility to realize it. Ideally, whatever we see, it should be from the standpoint of ultimate reality, rather than samadhi satya, conventional realities. Without realizing the ultimate realities of Brahmata Satya, the four kinds of Brahmata Satya, Citta, Cittasika, consciousness, mental factors, materialities, physicalities, or Nibbana. Nibbana is our final liberation by means of our own effort. The most important point is to be ourselves. So, regarding this point, any question, please? Yeah, all of them are kusala. All of them are, and also the kusala citta are maybe the nature of akusala citta, because mostly it depends on our serenity power. Our serenity power are like a battery power, torchlight. Torchlight is two parts of workings, battery power and headlights. It depends on battery power. Battery power is lower battery power, the headlight dim light. If it is battery power strong light, the headlight is strong light. So battery power, when is battery power lower? Maybe we have akusala. But it doesn't matter. We need to appreciate that this is natural happenings. That has nothing to do with men or women and others almighty power. Just ultimate reality. The bad nature of ultimate realities. That's it. But our responsibility is just to appreciate it as it really is, as a universal message or ultimate reality. We should not describe, we should not identify with it. Yeah. Somehow, yeah, right endeavors, right? Somehow, right endeavor. Attention. Why is attention is also a kind of synonym, panya. Why is attention? Because of the proximate cause of kusala, the state, all states of wholesome qualities. There's a wise attention is a kind of panya, reflecting on something like that. So, any question, please, about this? Well, we can now move on. The next line, Attasama Panidija. Setting oneself in the right course or right guidance, or to keep one's mind and body in a proper way. How nice. Nowadays, Sukiyodu, did you notice that this point, nowadays, what I call the word similar to it? Samane already, Samane already, number already. In your country, Belarus, the Russian, you have already, right? Is there Belarus in your country, right? Yeah, Belarus. Yeah, different country, but different country, different usage, but the same point, Belarus. In America, there's 10 kinds of Belarus for all ages, for the varsities. In them, I noticed that individual right. That what is this point in Pali, Atta Samapanitis, individual right. Everybody has individual right as soon as we were born as a mankind. The Buddha already declared Atta Samapanitis. Atta means self, oneself. Sama means well, great, good, excellent. Panidi, taking intention or aspiration or wish or establishment. It's an in Pali word, Atta Sama Panitis. 3 syllables. Atta oneself, Sama great, excellent. Atta oneself, yourself, ourselves. So some are proper or great, excellent. Paniti means establishment or tension or wish, aspiration. So setting oneself in right course means directing oneself to one's objective or goal. Whatever goal one made, one should try to achieve that by effort. For instance, we have ordained as monk. Our goal is to achieve Nibbana, our own liberation, through the practice of mindfulness of breathing or all kinds of meditation subjects. Hence, by setting ourselves in the right course, we should try to develop whatever qualities which will lead to that goal. This is called setting oneself. You see, Tsuki hold oneself, setting oneself in the right course. In the commentary, it is mentioned that setting oneself in the right course or directing oneself rightly means one who has been virtuous establishes himself in virtue. It is the way to replacement, substitution. Replacing unawareness by awareness, or unvirtuousness by virtue, and virtue by virtue, or unawareness by awareness. One who has not had faith, confidence in doing good, establishes himself in faith, in confidence. In confidence, one who has been stingy establishes himself in generosity, etc. Somebody, I remember when the last time you told me, so you need, you prefer to do cleaning to make ourselves as a Padidubadesa, rather than offering the flowers or pure waters to the image of Buddha, so like a pure Buddha. Actually, that is just different classification. Both of them are good, kusala. Cleaning is sila, moral purity. Cleaning your environments or by yourself, hygienic, something like that. That is represented. That represents sila, moral purity. Offering is dana, different classification, but both of them are kusala, the good conduct. So, anyway, dana barami, sila barami, perfections. We need to do it. It is conducive, definitely conducive to gain our own liberation. Really amazing, really important to realize it by ourselves, to distinguish just different classification of kusala. All of them are good conduct, dana and sila. We need to do it. We need to do both of them. So one who has been stingy establishes before and after changes, right? Changeable. So by means of human power.
You used to say that shifting attention and
Yeah, attention. Exactly. Shifting attention. Exactly. Yeah, little bit different usage, the same meaning. Change, shift, yeah. So one who has been stingy establishes himself in generosities, etc. People are so generous kind, mostly anywhere I found that. So generous kind. According to their disposition. Remember, that is the universal gorgeous qualities. Within us, we have already metta, loving kindness, karuna, compassion, mudita, appreciative joy. Without discrimination, without discrimination, without blaming, without condemning. Because we have already known what is beneficial or what is unbeneficial, what is kusala, what is ankusala. what is things to be avoided, what is things to be practiced. We have already know. That's why we never take the way to depravity. That's not our nature. Our nature is taking the way to universality of gorgeous qualities. That's it. Brahma Vihara in Pali. And practice, that is called two great principles in the Tibeticans. Two great principles. In our present day life, we need to do with both of them. But that qualities are simultaneously taking place. Think about it. Now as we are discussing about universal gorgeous qualities, the Dharma's universal message. According to significant Sutta, Mangala Suttas, given in the Buddha. By means of using our gorgeous qualities, mutual respect, mutual understanding. Think about it. In every single moment, the energies, universal energy or a mere aggregation of spiritual and material energies taking place. Our responsibility is just to appreciate it by ourselves. This is attention, wise attention, appreciate it. Without disturbance, without any obstacles about what we're doing. Think about it. So before and after, the state of good qualities and bad qualities, changeable. It depends on our pay attention, our own pay attention. We need to check out, we need to clarify ourselves. So what we are knowing is what kind of knowing. What we are looking at is what kind of object. Or Paramata Satya or Smriti Satya, conventional reality or ultimate reality. So happiness and unhappiness depends on how we look at the object. And also, from time to time, we need to clarify ourselves. What we are looking at is what kind of object, good or bad. Think about it. It's very important.
Satisfaction or unsatisfaction?
Yeah, exactly. So real greater satisfaction or not satisfaction. Yeah, dissatisfaction. That's a good point. You got it. The same meaning. Different usage, just different expression, but the same point, the same meaning. So, Addasamapanidicha. That's why, actually said, that any kinds of case, we can use this in any country, they have a bill of rights, but different usage, different type. In America, there's 10 kinds of bill of rights. And then I noticed that individual right. How nice. Bill of rights means the same beneficial for all people. For all people. For people in the country. That is an opportunity, the chance, great opportunity to get benefits for ages, for adversities. That's why just in your country already, but different type of ability, benefit ability or different type of expression. Any country already. Not different constitution, different constitution. That's beside the point. It has nothing to do with the constitution. Bill of Rights is separate. Just to take benefit for all people in the countries, for all ages, for all diversities in the country. Any country already. And also, I'm not sure what is called about it in your country. Yeah. It's a different type of expression, but already it's a bill of rights, kind of rights. It's a great opportunity to take beneficial for all people, for all ages, for all diversities in the country, living in country. Yeah. Privilege, yeah. Opportunity, privilege. Yeah, you got it. I told you, just synonym, synonymous. Synonymous. So this point is very important. You can see Adasama Banidit illustrates that it is one's own way in one's own life. Your karma is not based on your families, your parents, because of different personal preference, different personal disposition, different personal paramis. Different paramis. That's why it is one's own way. So this point is similar to with Adasama Banidija or individual right. So the Pali phrase is verse. It's a verse or stanza from Mangala Suttas. Actually, Maha Mangala Sutta, the great discourse. We have to say easily. Actually, Maha Mangala Sutta, the great discourse from Blessings. Its core meaning is, the central meaning is that setting oneself in the right directions or on the right course is the highest blessing. This verse is a profound statement of self-reliance and a personal responsibility. The same, right? I told you, right? Personal responsibilities. Personal responsibilities in the Buddhist way or universal way. The analysis breaks down into these key points. We can make analysis. So, Adasama Banidit. The word Adasama Banidit. Compound word. This compound word is central to the verse. The most important point, to be ourselves. Central. Ada means oneself, sama means right or properly. Panidi means direction, establishment, or aspiration. Combined word. It is combined. It means to properly establish oneself, to set proper objective in life, and to direct one's own efforts toward that goal. The emphasis is on internal, personal action rather than external fortune or divine grace. Think about it. Adasama Baniti. We need to liberate ourselves. We no need to say praying for that. We just need to do mindfulness of breathing in a very practical way in the actual practice. That's it. That's why the emphasis is on internal, personal action rather than external fortune. No need to ask Sakis reader, something like that. Or Pam reader, Sakis reader. We can know our own fate, our own dignity by means of using our doing good. Whenever you do good deeds, you have already the state of blameless, worthy, commendable. That is the state of kusala. That is energy, universal energy, taking place one after another. Cause and effort. One after another means cause and effort. Each of them is a foundation for the next. That's why taking place one after another, always. Mental process or mental exploration. The process of mental exploration. Mental process. Kusala, wholesome qualities. How nice. Your life is very good by means of your own effort, not others. You power up your own potential to open the new possibilities by means of your own effort, not others. That's why your life is your own master. Your life is your own master. Your own mentor. Yeah, that is according to context, different, but synonymous, synonym. They are synonym, identical. Kusala, Punya, Kalyana, something like that, or Bada, many synonyms, right? According to context. You can understand according to context. What it is used. What it is used, yeah, what it is used. According to context means according to what it is used. Mm-hmm. Ah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, Punya, kusala is happiness. Happiness is kusala, the same. Right? The same. That is according to science of language, philosophical, philological perspective. Philological perspective or conventional reality, samudhi sajjat. The same meaning but different expression. According to context, according to what it is used. Especially in Pali language, whenever you learn about the Dharma in the Tripitakas, you can find it out by yourself. You can see it by yourself. So the Buddha redefined the blessings from external rituals or good garments, which was the common belief in the time to internal ethical and spiritual practices. we can analyze this more and more. This blossoms, the third one in the suttas, appears after not associating with foods. Think about it. You already know that the same. What you say is interrelated, right? Interrelated. The first answer, not to associate with foods. Because of Brahmata Sacha, Chitta and Chittasika, conscious and mental factors happening together at the same object, at the same base, anytime. Even in process of hearing, you can hear my voice sounds, but not only Chitta, consciousness, but also mental factors. They are simultaneously taking place. Not only consciousness, but a constellation of mental factors that work in unison. That's a natural. That is called abhidhamma. You yourself is abhidhamma. Your life is abhidhamma. Your body is abhidhamma. Your mind is abhidhamma. That's it. The teachings in the book is just a record to learn about it for generation to generation. That is just record. Actually, insight. That's why I usually say that insight. Tripitaka is Tripitaka or Tipitakas. That is originally from your heart, from your mind, inside, in your life. Just make it record to learn about it for generation to generation. Think about it. That's why just to learn about it, it's not enough. We need to practice. We need to take the way to liberate by ourselves. Right? How nice. So the blessing, the other one suttas appears after not associated with foods. The first answer, the first point of blessings. Which number that are the cause of happiness. Associating with the wise, honoring those, to honor those who are worthy of honor. Residing in a suitable locality, to live in a suitable place, and to have done meritorious deeds in the past. Interrelated network condition. And also, all of them are life's highest blessing. Etam mangala mottamang. Etam mangala mottamang. The supreme plus auspiciousness. They are interconnectedness of things, interconnected network condition. So, Adasamabanidhi is the culmination of the previous blessings. Think about it. If we not avoid of the foolish, we cannot gain this point. Right? The law of conditionality is we have to avoid of the foolish. But if we associate with the foolish, we cannot gain this point. Think about it. How nice. You got it? That's right. That's why I told you inside. We can see inside the foolish, not outside. We cannot point out anyone. Just inside. Inside, we have already the defilements of greed, hatred, and delusion. The reverse state of mind. Is this within our own mind? No one puts them there. No one can take them out. Each of us has to purify ourselves. Huh? That's why inside, not outside. So inside, lobha, greed leads to be reborn and ghost, hungry ghosts. One of the four woeful states. No happiness. There's no happiness there. Who make being to be reborn in ghost realm as a hungry ghost? Lobha, akusala. The root lobha. The root greedy. That is a mental state. Where's man? Where's women? That's why that greed inside or outside? You got it. That's right. You got it. So our responsibility is, you can see that, just to learn about what is ultimate reality, rather than conventional reality, samudhi satya. You already know that your mother tongue, your mother language, there is samudhi satya. You know that already. But we keep going on. We keep studying on it ourselves about what is reality, paramata satya. What is citta, or what is citta? What is consciousness? What is mental factors? What is rupa? What is the matter? Materiality? What is physicality? Or nibbana? What's own liberation? What is our own liberation? How to gain it? So long as you realize what is consciousness, or what is mental factors, or what is materiality or physicality, you already gain your own liberation. That's it. But you need to take time. By means of your own effort. Did I make sense? Somebody? Thank you so much for your pay attention. So, Atasamapaniti is the combination of the previous blossom. Once you are in a good environment with good influences and agamic foundation, the next crucial step is your own conscious effort, diligence, or the lucid awareness to steer your life in an ethically sound direction. It promotes self-confidence and discourages passive dependence on others, because different. You are taking independence, self-reliance. You no need to others help. You need to take the way to others. It is definitely gained by human power. You yourself is mankind. You have already human power. Let's go. Santitiko or Pachata Veditabo Venyuhi. You got it? Pali? The immeasurable qualities of Dhamma. The 6 immeasurable qualities of Dhammas. The meaning of Pali, but deeply, very profound. It's not enough to translate according to science or language. definition so deep through that practice. You yourself is mankind. You have already human power. This quality, this ability, capacity depends on human power. The individual must make the decision. The individual right, the same. Individual right. You have already individual right. The individual must make the decision to follow a moral and spiritual path, a spiritual way, spiritual achievement, or spiritual attainment. Setting oneself on the right course means aligning one's body, speech, and mind with the principles of the Dharma, righteous conduct, generosity, blameless actions, and so on. It encourages a well-balanced relationship between the individual, society. See? As soon as you have take the way to the good qualities about the mind, universality of conscious quality, your environment is already good because of you. Because you have no power to disturb your environment. Actually, the power of disturbance comes from akusala, bad consciousness, bad attention, and unwise attention. Think about it. Or in the family, in some families, in some family, there were always domestic violence because of unwise attention. That is not the nature of the good qualities about the mind. Kusala Chaita, or the universality or conscious quality. So kusala, the nature of kusala, or the nature or the universality of gorgeous quality, kusala Chaita, has no power to disturb anyone, anywhere, anytime, for oneself or others. How nice. It has everything to do with living in harmony with oneself and with the world. It's about distinguishing our view of the world and our place in it. Our view of the world and our place in it. So, in the way to practice, we cannot find any blaming to oneself or others, any condemning oneself or others. We cannot find. This is on the way to practice. That's why the Buddha said that right view, samadhi in Pali, not Islam, not Buddhism. That's an English word. No original Dhamma word. The word Dhamma. The word Dhamma is universality of materiality and mentality. That has nothing to do with anyone or any condemning, any blaming. Purity. That's why the pathway to purity. You are taking the way to purity. In Pali, Visuddhi Magga. Visuddhi means purity, Magga means path, way. You should appreciate yourself about your way you're taking to. And also, you need to keep going on to up to gain your own liberation. Firstly, Sotapanna, Jnana Dasana. How nice. Simultaneously, Jnana Dasana. Wisdom. That suffers from inside meditation. A knowing, which is also a seeing. Not only knowing, but also seeing face to face. What's happening in the mind and body? What actually happens? Materiality and mentality, both of them, as a cause. As a cause, clearly. So Adasama Paniti is how nice. It depends on oneself. Right? Oneself, yourself. The most important point is to be oneself, to be ourselves. That's it. That is Adasama Paniti. Here, Ada means not another meaning, just oneself. Yeah, individual, right? Individual. You can take it as an individual. It encourages a well-balanced. It encourages a well-balanced relationship between the individual and society. The blessing is a part of a progressive training outlined in the Mangala Sutta, moving from basic social ethics to ultimate spiritual goals. You see? Step by step, one after another. We have to use it as a stepping stones on the way to practice, to gain purity, which is called Nibbana, one's own liberation. In summary, the phrase teaches that true prosperity and a well-being come not just from where you are or what happened in the past, but from the deliberate and consistent effort you make or maintaining the effort, sustaining the continuity of awareness. You make yourself to live an ethical and spiritual achievement of meaningful life, spiritual attainment of meaningful life. Any question? About this line, Adasama Paniti. You can take a rest 10 minutes. You can take a rest 10 minutes. Any question? Any question? Dana. Pahausajancha Saipancha Winiyocha Susekido Supasida Jayawacha Etam Mangala Mudama. Yeah.
We have Aditana, Dasa Parami, Aditana, and we have also Vanidana. Vanidana is aspiration. So the Aditana is a determination.
Mm-hmm.
So Vanidana is aspiration.
Aspir-
So what is the difference between the two?
yeah. Aditana is specific time, not always. Aspiration is always. Aditana is for from time to time, a specific time, specific way, like within with yes within separate time, specific time rather than limited time rather than aspiration. Uh, rather than short time, but short time or long time, but limited time. Limited time. Daytime. When you do meditation for 2 hours, or you have to make a resolution to do it for 2 hours. That is called a daytana. Aspiration means what you are doing is what for? To gain your own liberation in this very life, something like that. That is called aspiration. Aspiration like a steering, where you are going to, right? Where you are going to steering. That is aspiration. Taking direction. Take charge of the direction. Taking charge of the direction. That is aspiration.
I would think Jana, this was next year. Is it?
That is aditana. So I want to. So you're making a good time to gain jhana, the mental absorptions. That is you have to do. You have to make a resolution to do it for an hour or 2 hours, or 2 hours much better to accumulate wholesome unification of consciousness. Much better, 2 hours. That is a daytana. Aspiration, different meaning, and different usage. Resolution and determination the same, but aspiration and wish the same. But aspiration in deeper meaning. Wish is maybe separate kinds, separate case.
Similar to Chanda.
Chanda is not the same. Chanda is just desire to do it, just willing to do it. Just to do it.
Is it good?
Yeah,
When have this physical Aditana?
good.
Is it good?
Good. Daytana is the way to reinforce. The way to reinforce. That is daytana.
But if you want strong resolution, you always say, oh, I want to do it, I want to do it. I do not want to tomorrow, I want to do it. I do it, Aditana, tomorrow. You say, so,
So that's why not exactly means daytana means short time. Not depends on short time or long time. Limited time, or 2 hours, 2 weeks, 2 months, or 2 years, something like that. Limited times. Long or short. It depends on situation. Maybe different, long or short. But actually limited. Make it limitation.
Vanidana is unlimited.
Adasamabanidi. so long as we are alive. Ideally, we should have Atasama Paniti's blessings, life-size blessing, so long as we are alive. All the way our own lives. So we can start the next verse stanza. Bahosa chanja, seipanja, wineyocha, susekido, subasijaja, yawaja, edamangla modamam. How many lines in this stanza? How many lines? Bahosa chanja, edamangla modamam. 12 much learning. Saibanja Eda Mangala Modamam, to be scared and crushed is life-size blossom. Vineyoja, to be well trained in moral conduct. That is to say, Vinaya, Bhikkhu Barimo, or Bhikkhuni Barimo. It's a life-size blossom. Vineyoja Susekido. Eda Mangala Modama. Subhasita Jaya Vacha. To our speech, this was spoken. Eda Mangala Modama. Totally 4 lines in a sutta, in a stanza, in a verse. Firstly, Pausa Chanjabs. To have much learning or great learning. How to understand? Another word. Great learning, another word. A single word, polymath. Polymath. P-O-L-Y-M-A-T-H. That is a single word, polymath. Polymath means one who has general knowledge. One who has general knowledge. What kind of, any kinds of subject he crazy about studying by himself. There's an English word, a single word, polymath. In Bali, the same, Bahusachanja, Bahusacha. So to have much learning or great learning is life-size blessing. Especially here, the Buddha say that the general knowledge of Dhamma, Tipitaka, that can lead to gain one's own liberation, Nibbana. In the Sutta, the Buddha described the Bahosutta. Bahosutta, Bahosacha. The same, but Bahosacha is just assimilation word. Actually, derivative from Bahosutta. Here, ta, the final sound is ta, ta pachaya, ta pachai. And in Sanskrit, with ya together, ya, along with ya payachana, ya consonant. So, taya pachai in Sanskrit. Rather than ta pachai, taya pachai. Taya assimilation, cha. Totown, Georgian. Cha, so number 1. Georgian is number 1. In its line, jo, nyo. In its line, number 1. Totown is also number 1 in its line. So 1 to 1, interchangeable. Right? 1 to 1, interchangeable. That's why Teya, cha. Bahosutta, Bahosacha. That is the science of language philology, Nidodi Beda. 1 to 1, jo, nyo. Georgian is number one in its line. And also do, no. Do down is number one in its line, in its group. Tawaka, Jawaka, Jawaka, Tawaka. Number one to one, interchangeable. Because of ya bachai in Sanskrit. That's called assimilation. Teya, cha, cha, satiza bhava. Bahosacha, Bahosutta. The same meaning. You understand? Yeah. So, the Bahosutta as follows. A bhikkhu has learned much, remembers what he has learned, and accumulates what he has learned. Those teachings that are good in the beginning, how nice, are Dikalayana in Pali, Sukhi Hodu. Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo. That's the same meaning. The same meaning here. Adhikalayanam in Bali. So those teachings that are good in the beginning, Adhikalayana, good, the middle, Majje Kalayanam, and good in the end, Priyosana Kalayanam. How nice, all the way to good, eh? All the way good. Up to gain one's own liberation. How nice. Yeah. Yeah, great many or much. That is a kind of quantity. Yeah, quantity. Huh? Truth? Truth. Yeah. Truth. So, those teachings that are good in the beginning, Adhikalayana, good in the middle, Machikalayana, and good in the end, Priyosana, with the right meaning and praising, which proclaim the perfectly complete and pure spiritual life. You see, all the way, purity is the path to purity. That is to say, Nibbana, all the way to Nibbana. We have to use the Dhamma power we are taking on. Which proclaim the perfectly complete and pure spiritual life. Such teachings as these he has learned much of. Retain in mind what I already told you. Whenever I give Dhamma talk, whenever I give Dhamma talk, I usually say that before starting this point. Recite it verbally and investigate it mentally. Penetrate it well by view, within sight. It is called the 5 steps of contemplation to realize what the Buddha taught by ourselves without skipping anything, including chanting. Number 3 is chanting, recitation, memorizing. This is according to Bhattama Dutiya. Saddhamma Samoha Sutta. Saddhamma Bhattama Dutiya Saddhamma Samoha Sutta. In mind, recite it verbally, investigate it mentally. Examine the teachings with the mind. And penetrate it well within sight, by view. So according to this passage, there are 5 steps of Bahosutta. This way is to have completely Bahosutta, or to become a polymath, one who has general knowledge, especially about Dhamma, Tipitaka, Tripitaka, the teachings of the Buddha. Next page. He has learned much, retained in mind, recited verbally, investigated mentally, penetrated well by view. Here in this class, we have to chant. Before starting class, we have to chant Mangala Sutta. That is number 3, recited verbally, right? And also number 4, investigated mentally. This point we are talking about, we are discussing right now. Investigating mentally, sir. Vice versa. Good answer, good question. Vice versa. Mutually respect. Contemplate the last one. Yeah, penetrative where that is contemplate. Penetrative where within sight, a very practical way, that is doing meditation. That is to say, doing meditation number 5, the last one. So the Buddha also explains about Sutta, how is a person of much learning who is intent on what he has learned. Here, someone has learned much, that is to say, of the discourses. You can see, especially about Dhammas, Tripitaka or Tipitaka, the Buddha's teaching. That is to say, of the discourses, mixed prose and verse. Prose means widely explanation, and verse means stanza. According to morphologies, how to make a verse, how to make a sentence in Pali, how to make a Pali poem, euphonic sound. Verse, amazing accounts, and questions and answers, and having understood the meaning of what he has learned. We need to know, not only chanting, right? So that means how to understand the meaning of what we're talking about, what we have learned, especially Dhamma Tripitakas, and the Tipitakas and the Tripitakas, the Buddha's teachings. Both of them, not only verse, but also prose, with a widely explanation about Dhamma. Having understood the meaning of what he has learned, and having understood the Dhammas, he practices, here you can see, Sukhi Odu, the last one, you practice contemplate. He practices in accordance with the Dhamma. In such a way, a person is one of much learning who is intent on what he has learned. So, Bahusachanja, the Pali words Bahusachanja, to have learning means, learning is belonging to these 5 steps of contemplation. These 5 steps of contemplation. This is called blessing because it is a cause for abandoning the unwholesome akusala, citasikas, and attaining the wholesome. If you abandon akusala and wholesome, you attain the wholesome. Just taking a place, replacing it, just about replacing. And it is cause for realizing the Supreme, for Noble Truth gradually, as it is said. For realizing the Supreme, for Noble Truth gradually, not swiftly, not quickly. It's a systematic process of gradual purifications which requires patience, persistence, and dedications. Step by step, one after another. We can go through one after another without skipping any step. He examines the meaning of the teachings he has retained in mind. When he examines their meaning, he gains a reflective acceptance of those teachings. When he has gained a reflective acceptance of those teachings, desire is born. When desire is born, he makes an extraction. Making an extraction, he weighs matters. Having weighed matters, he striving, he realizes with the body the supreme truth, and he seizes by penetrated with insight, with wisdom, and knowing, and which is also seeing. Moreover, secular learning, that is to say, mathematics, science, etc. Here, I would like you to know that Abhidhamma is including mathematics, It's because of the nature, the natural process of Dhamma is combining, or putting together, materiality or spirituality, putting together. Materiality, rupa. Rupas are especially the four kinds of elements. Patavi, Abo, Tejo, Vayo. Patavi, earth. Yeah, Mahabhuta. They are putting together always, not separately. That's why that is called a kind of mathematics. Totally false, right? Four kinds of great essentials. Mahabhuta, for great essentials. So the one is effort, outcome, or sequence. The other three is cause and effort. You see, mathematics. Number 4, right? This is a practical way. In Bali, Ekam Mahabhutam Padeja, Deyo Mahabhuta, Deyo Mahabhuta Padeja, Ekam Mahabhutam. It's a mathematics. So one is cause, the other is effort, cause and effort. This is Abhidhamma. Abhidhamma is including mathematics, the state of mathematics. Here, you explain. Ekam Mahabhutam Padeja, Deyo Mahabhuta, Deyo Mahabhuta Padeja, Ekam Mahabhutam. So putting together as a cause and effort. It's a mathematical science. Science, etc., which is blameless, should also be understood as a blessing. Blameless should also be understood as a blessing. Here, which is blameless? Because of the state of kusala, the state of the nature or wholesome state is blameless, worthy, and commendable, without detriment to anyone. Should also be understood as a blessing, for it leads to well-being and happiness in both worlds, here after here, or in this very life and the next life. In both worlds. How nice. 5 steps of Sutta. It is called the 5 steps of Sutta. You already know that time and time again. I would like to know that about these lines, this blessing, Pausacha Mangala. It is a highly significant discourse in the Mangala Sutta given by the Buddhas that describes the highest blessing. The verse outlines essential qualities for a virtuous and prosperous life, emphasizing a balance of knowledge, practical skills, moral conduct, and ethical communication. The verse identifies four specific blessings and components of an ultimate good or fortune, Mangala. The analysis below breaks down the significance of each element. Their meaning, it refers to extensive knowledge, deep learning, and erudition. It's not just rote memorization. You see? Not only tone, Not only tone. Memorizes in detail. The 5 steps, according to the 5 steps of contemplation. You got it, right? So tone is just components of the 5, right? Verbally, the teachings. The repeated bubble, the teachings. Not only repeated bubble, the teachings. Yeah, but also others. We should have it. So it's not just rote memorization, but a profound understanding of virtue, various subjects, multiple points of view. It's not dogmatism, multiple points of view, various subjects, especially the Dhamma, the Buddha's teaching. The Buddha placed high value on acquiring knowledge and wisdom. This blessing emphasizes the importance of continuous learning and critical thinking. It suggests that intellectual development is a cornerstone of a blessed life, allowing an individual to navigate the world with insight and avoid ignorance. You see, it's about asking. It's about questioning. It's about questioning our view of the world and our place in it by means of using mental exploration. Mental explorations, multiple points of view. It's not dogmatism. Never dogmatisms. Then the way to universality of conscious quality is never dogmatism. Never have dogmatism. So multiple points of view. You can make a question anytime. So, allowing an individual to navigate the world with insight and avoid ignorance, mental darkness, which is called avesa in Pali. Its meaning is a lack of knowing particular pieces of information. How nice. When we have this Mangala, Bahusacha Mangala, to become as a polymath about the Dhamma, we surely to gain our own liberation, which is called Nibbana in Bali. This refers to practical skills. Any question, please? Yeah, I would like you to know that another point, especially how to get rid of the mental defilements, akusala. mental defilements, the advanced state of mind. In the significant sutta, known as Sabbasawa Samvara, especially illustrates in this sutta by the Buddha. Seven steps, seven methods to get rid of mental defilements, akusala. The advanced state of mind, 7 steps, 7 methods. So the advanced state of mind is three kinds of the advanced states. The advanced states of kama-sawa, the taint of sensual desire. Bhava-sawa, the taint of or desire for existence or becoming one after another. Becoming new existence one after another. That is a bhava-sawa. The advanced state of mind, the mental defilements, especially tatna, craving, or clinging to the 5 aggregates, upadana khanda in Bali. Khanda is actually as a mere an aggregation of the 5. But upadana is clinging. Why we cling to the 5 aggregates? Because of avijja. Because of avijja. We don't know what really happens to us. We don't know what we are. That's why we cling to ourselves. The 5 aggregates. The set of 5 aggregates. So, avijja sawa, the taint of ignorance of the 4 noble truths and dependent origination. So the Buddha already is declared there are 2 things which are difficult to understand by ourselves. That is dependent origination and nibbana, seeing the noble truths. In Vinaya Mahāvaka, in the Vinaya Mahāvaka. The Buddha explained that the ending of asava is possible for one who knows and sees, especially, the Buddha explained. One who knows and sees. Not only knows, but also sees. You can see. But also knows. Not only knows, but also sees. But also not only knowing, but also seeing. The 4 noble truths. Not for one who is ignorant or who has avijja, mental darkness, a lack of knowing particular pieces of information. It's not possible to do this way. The Sutta outlines 7 distinct methods, each applicable to different types of defilements. You can see many different kinds of the advanced state of mind, mental defilements. Many different. So we need to learn about you. I really appreciate that you have already experienced to learn about Abhidhamma in Burma, right? That's very important. Theoretical and practical ways. Many different defilements, the advanced state of mind in our own mind, existing in our own mind. So the Sutta outlines 7 distinct methods, each applicable to different types of defilements. Number 1, Number one, matas. Seeing. Dasana. Already you already know that. Seeing, knowing, seeing. Jnana dasana. That is to say, who? Sotapanna. The first stage of the noble ones. The first noble ones. The first stage of enlightenment. This involves developing direct insight and right view. Oh, already time's up. Idame bonya. Asavakaya. Wahaodu. Idame bonya. Nibbanasa. Pachayo. Hodu. Mama bonya bagam. Sabbasadana. Bachemi. Desabe. Mesama. Bonya bagam. Labandu. O happy ones and all beings, rejoice at the merit done by yes, and say sadhu 3 times along with us. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Sutrite Hodu Sabada. Thank you so much for your given time.